To you who has conquered against all odds to conquer, and those who aspire to make it regardless of all the conditions fighting against them, I stretch my hand to you to share this insight on how a great leader can be birthed out of you. Especially to someone who has got those dreams that you can look at it and you can be scared by it, or the things that you could not believe that you can achieve. You are the aberrant leader. You are the people that where my heart beats for. So I'm stretching my hand to you with this principle, with this insight for you to become that man. So today we are going to discuss about the birth of great leadership. The birth of great leadership, it begins with knowing your life purpose, which is the reason why you are alive, the cause why you should breathe for the next 10 years, 15 years. That is life purpose. But for that reason to be accomplished, there is a potential that enables you to be in that reason. That potential has to be harnessed by you through discovering it, and then you nurture it to grow, to develop, to improve, and then you serve it. So that is the process that brings forth the great leader in you, because your potential to make it in life, it's inside you, it's not outside you. Your creator has made you in a way that you cannot miss the diamond field that you have, or the gold mine that you have, which is your potential that sustains your reason why you are alive in this world. So when you discover such kind of ability, potential, or capacity, and then it will give value to the people, that is a revelation of the great leader in you. Because your ability to protect and preserve that inborn potential in you is what is going to be the foundation in protecting and preserving any responsibility that can be entrusted to you as a leader. Because how well you are in leading yourself determines how well you can be in leading any responsibility that can be entrusted to you as a leader. So this is the journey that an aberrant leader should take in order to realize how great and big, magnificent you are. So the desire to serve is in each and every human being. Leadership is service. Leadership is self-ministry. Leadership is giving out value for the betterment of people. So the desire to be significant or to be fulfilled, it's inherent in every human being. You realize that each and every human being, they've got what I call humanity questions that they are trying to answer. The humanity questions are a sign that you are inherently given the ability or the desire to lead, or to be of significance, to be of importance. The humanity questions that people has, that people carry, they are being tried to be answered by each and every human being. Even the guy that is at the robot right now asking for 2 rand, nor the guy that is going to sleep under the bridge because things are tough or things are hard in their lives. They are trying to answer these same questions. Even the CEO of a multinational company is also trying to answer these questions. It's a sign that each and every human being is inherently given the desire to rule. That's why people, they go into depression, because naturally human beings are not born to be suppressed, oppressed by their circumstances. They are made to subject and to oppress, to rule and to control their circumstances. So the first question that each and every human being is trying to answer is, where do I come from? That question is seeking your origin or your source as a human being. And then the second question each and every human being is trying to answer is, who am I? That question is asking for your identity, your sum total, your definition, who you are as an individual, as yourself. Then the third question that every human being is trying to answer is, what can I do? Which is asking the potential that you carry, what your capacity, your capability to do something that would make you significant, fulfillment, or satisfied. Then the fourth question is, why am I here? That question is asking for your life purpose. Why are you breathing? Why should you live for the next 10, 20, 50 years? Why should you continue living? That question is about your life purpose. Then the fifth question is, where am I going? This question is asking your vision, is asking your picture of the purpose that you have. So these are the questions that each and every human being is trying to answer in whatsoever that they have. So to harness these questions will help you to give birth the aberrant personality that is in you. Because the aberrant personality that is in you is what makes you to become a great servant, a great provider, a great giver of value to humanity. To discover the reason why you were born into this world, it's one of the most exciting and the amazing experiences that you could have. When I got to understand what I'm doing now, it happened by one of the church leaders. They just give us their own opportunity to preach at church in Sunday school. But in that same time I was crying. I couldn't get the reason why I should be alive for the next year or for the next month. At one point, I still remember I even asked God to kill me because I wasn't having the reason why I should live. Then it happens by chance for me to be given that opportunity. Then I read the story of Joseph in the Bible. I preached about that story. Even today, I do not know what I preached that day. But what I know, I got standing ovation on the first day on my pulpit, on my stage. That is the moment that my life has been changed. I found satisfaction, I found significance, I found fulfillment in that. From that day till now, I've realized that I'm here to save the aberrant leaders. This is what I'm doing. So, the birth of a great leader is determined by knowing why you are alive in this world and nurture that potential and that ability for the betterment of humanity. So, as a human being, you have got that potential and that ability. But above all, for that ability to be in use for the humanity or for a generation, there has to be a marriage between your attitude, which is your state of reasoning or your psyche, and the potential that you carry. So the union of the attitude and the aptitude is the birth of a great leader. Because there are people who can carry the ability, but their attitude works against them. So the marriage between how you think and what you can do is what makes you to become a great leader. So the union of these two is what is called self-leadership. Your ability to lead yourself determines how well you can be in leading any responsibility that can be entrusted to you as a leader. The union of reasoning and capacity is self-leadership. Leadership existed before even the word leader. Because to some, they've got a different understanding of leadership. But I come again to reaffirm that leadership is service, leadership is ministry, leadership is being of use for the betterment of others. The word leader, if we get into the etymology of the word leader existed. The leadership rather existed before the word leader. The word leader existed around the late 18th century to 19th century. But if we can go back into the history, realize that there are people like Martin Luther, who led the revolution, the European Reformation. He sacrificed a lot. That is leadership. He saved his generation before the word leader exists. You can go to the 11th century, 13th century, 14th century. We've got a king in the southern Africa by the name Mutapa. He had a king called Great Zimbabwe. He built that great walls of Great Zimbabwe without mortar. The work that was done at that particular time, it was requiring an intensive labor. So that coordination of people to be put together and give out something that is of importance, that is of great that nature, it requires leadership. But all these works, and a lot of them which had happened before the word leader existed, tells you that leadership is beyond to be presiding over, it's beyond to be leading people, it's beyond of telling people what to do, but leadership is about saving people. By the way, leadership is determined by how many people you save, not how many people saves you. That is leadership. So this realization is what called the great leader in you. The ability to decide to be a solution, not a crisis, is self-leadership. That is great leadership. Every great leader that we know, those who have made it in this life, there were leaders who have discovered their potential, developed it, and served it for the betterment of humanity. For example, we have got Mother Teresa, who was a junior high school teacher, who was moving every day in the streets of Calcutta to teach the children in high school. But as she was moving, walking around, walking through the poor people, the people with leprosy, the people who were suffering, her potential was aroused, and she decided to build the first orphanage until a number of them has been built because of that. First of all, she discovered her ability to be a teacher. We have got Nelson Mandela. He was a lawyer trying to stand for his own people who were suffocated and oppressed by apartheid. He discovered his ability to speak for those who do not have voices, to stand for those who cannot stand. He has discovered his own ability and he saved his generation. We have got people like Lee Kuan Yew. Lee Kuan Yew moved Singapore from a third world country to a first world country in 4 decades, 40 years. He discovered his ability to be an economist. We have got people like Jonas Salk. Jonas Salk came to the help of his generation where the people were dying, falling like leaves because of polio. He gave polio vaccine, which was not patented. Everybody was given access to it. Those are the great leaders who have saved for the betterment of their generation. You can also do it, regardless of all the conditions, the circumstances, or the odds which are fighting you. You can do it if you discover your life purpose, your potential. Then you nurture it, you grow it, and then you save it for the betterment of humanity. Great leadership is self-manifestation in responsibility. Great leadership is to be the bridge between the present circumstances and the future that you are seeing. Great leadership is to be present for the development and the betterment of others through you. Great leadership is about discovering the seed that you carry. Because leadership it's a seed that is in you, the potential that you carry. That potential, it's your gifting, your area of gifting. So your ability to discover, to develop, to empower this inborn leadership potential, and then people will benefit from it. That is self-leadership. Therefore, we can say leadership is self-service that inspires and improves people to self-save. That is leadership. It has to inspire others to become of use, to become of service, to deliver value for the betterment of others. Great leadership stimulates humanity into interdependence. You being productive, me being productive, then we live on each other's abilities. That is the work of great leadership. That is the birth of great leadership. How well you are in leading yourself determines how well you can be in leading any responsibility that can be entrusted to you as a leader. One of the Chinese philosophers by the name Lao Tzu, he once said, mastering others is strength, but mastering oneself is true power. Your great leadership is not being seen in people bowing to you, in people being scared of you, but your great leadership is being seen in being of benefit of others. When you have discovered yourself, your ability, what you were made to do in this world. One of the greatest TV presenters by the name Oprah Winfrey once said, it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. The ability to triumph begins with you always. If you have not been able to lead yourself, to coordinate your reasoning and your potential, you cannot be a leader. So your ability to coordinate your reasoning and your ability is what makes you to become a leader. Because you cannot lead any responsibility that can be entrusted to you if you are not able to lead yourself. Self-leadership is what is called great leadership. If you are good in leading yourself, you can lead any responsibility that can be entrusted to you as a leader. Just even consider the affirmation of presidents, whether in Europe, in Africa, or in Asia. They say the same things. I will defend and protect the Constitution of the Republic. I will defend and preserve the Constitution of the Republic. Because the work of a leader is to protect and preserve, is to defend and develop. So if you are not well in protecting and developing yourself, the gifting that you have been given by your Creator and for the benefit of others, you cannot do it in any responsibility that can be entrusted to you as a leader. Because how well a work can be, but it only boils down on taking it into the basic level. So your ability of protecting and preserving and developing your inborn potential is what you are going to magnify in protecting and preserving any responsibility that can be entrusted to you as a leader. One of the greatest movie actors of our time as we were growing, by the name Bruce Lee, he once said, always be yourself, express yourself, have faith in yourself. Do not look for a successful personality and duplicate it. All the great people that have made it in this life, they were best at self-mastery. They were best at self-leading. That is how great leadership can be made. You aberrant leaders who has made it against all odds to make it, and those who aspire to make it irregardless of all the circumstances and conditions which are fighting them. I'm stretching my hand to you with this principle. How well you are in leading yourself determines how well you can be in leading any responsibility that can be entrusted to you as a leader. Thank you.